difference with this sounds is the shape of the lips when you're producing the sound. For instance, if ah, which is a short A sound, ah, 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 that's the short A sound. Then you have the short O sound, ah, ah, ah. And now you have the short U sound, ah, ah, ah. So you can tell that there is actually a difference with the three sounds. Now let's look at spelling variants. How is this sound spelled? Well, usually it is spelled with the letter U. So when you see the letter U between two consonants, there's a likelihood that it would give you the sound ah, which is the sound we're discussing today. But there are also other letters that can be used that this sound can be spelled with. And so we have the letter O, we have the letter OO, and we also have the OU. So those are the four spelling variants for the ah sound, which we'll be discussing today. U, O, OO, and OU. Having followed this program for a while, if you have followed this program for a while, you would notice that the vowels that spell a particular sound, it's always like recurring. Last week, the letter U said O, and this week it's saying ah. Well, the thing is, as I always say on this show, the only way you can tell if a word has a particular sound, you do not depend on the spelling. You should consult your dictionary and see what sound is written there. And that's why we give you the phonetic symbol so that you look at it and you discover for yourself what sound the letter has in that particular word. Because a letter can have more than one sound, as we've already learned. So let's look at some spelling, some word examples, not spelling variants now. Let's look at some word examples for the sound ah. So what are some word examples? I have 10 words as usual. You know, I always give out 10 words. And so today we have 10 words. And something about these 10 words that we're going to share now is that they are words that you use every day. And so because you use these words, they'll be easy for you to use when you speak. So let's look at the examples, word examples. Vowel ah, word examples. The very first word we have there is umbrella. Umbrella. Well, you often hear people say umbrella for this word, but no. I want you to take note of where the loud part of that word is. It's not in the first syllable, it's in the second. So it's not umbrella, it's umbrella, umbrella, umbrella. So that's how you pronounce that word. You go umbrella. The next word we have there is brother, 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 right? So that's the ah sound there again, brother. Then we have the next word, flawed, 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 okay? And then we have blood, blood, blood. And finally, the fifth word we have there is gutter, gutter, gutter. One thing you would note about how these words are usually pronounced is that they're often pronounced with the sound O. So you would hear people say umbrella, you hear them say brother, you hear them say flawed, blood, and gutter. But no, the sound there is ah, ah, ah. Remember, not ah, but ah. So umbrella, brother, flawed, blood, and gutter. Now let's look at the next set of words, right? We have 5 more words to consider, and the next word we have there is come, come, come. So the word is not come, but it's come. Tough, tough. I've had a tough day today. Not tough, but tough. The next word there is rough. It's rough. Not rough, but rough. Then we have the word mom. Mom. Not mom, but mom. And finally, plumber, plumber, plumber. Or you note that the letter B in plumber is silent too. You don't go plumber, but you go plumber, plumber. All right? So those are 10 words with the short U sound. Let's quickly go through those words again, and I'd like you to repeat the words because that's the only way you can learn to say them correctly. When you hear a new word or you hear a word said in a way that you're not used to, you just repeat it, say it again and again until you get used to it, so that when next you want to say the word, you're just going to say it right. So the first word again is umbrella. I have an umbrella. Brother. He's my brother. Flawed. That's a flood. Blood. So much blood when you kill animals. Gutter. He crossed the gutter. And then the next word, come. Come here. Come. Come here. Tough. It's a tough day. Rough. My face is rough. Mom. Call your mom for me. Plumber. We have a great plumber. And so practice, practice, practice. And remember that the sound, our sound of the day is ah, ah, ah. You may repeat the sound over and over. Ah, ah, ah. Great, fantastic. Well, we are going to take a break now, and when we do go on that break, we're going to be taking stories that teach. But before we go on that break, let me quickly remind you of our question of the day. Remember that you can send in your answers via text message, and you just text us with your name and where you're texting us from with the correct answer to the question. And so, what is our question of the day? I asked at the beginning of the show, which of these words has the sound of the day? And we've learned that the sound of the day is ah. So, which of these words has the ah sound? Is it A? I'm sure that question is going to come up. Yep, that's it. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? What do you think? Which of these words has the ah sound? Well, send your answer. And the number to text is 0805 584 9525. Again, the number to text is 0805 584 9525. I'm sure I sound like a robot right now. All right, so that is a question, and please do send in your answer, your correct answer to that question. Don't forget to include your name and where you're texting us from. We are going to take a break now for stories to teach, and we're going to learn about Rolly the Lowly Earthworm. Don't go away.
Let me take you somewhere, and there's something new. Why English is spoken so good, it's Diction Avenue, Diction Avenue. This is a word where English language is taught, the official language that everyone needs to learn. Set it right pronunciation, and you use the right intonation. So express yourself. It's Diction Avenue, Diction Avenue.
It's reading time. Rolly the Lowly Earthworm.
Rolly the Lowly Earthworm was so small. None of the other animals noticed her. She would quickly duck into the hole she had burrowed as the other animals hurried by, so that they don't trample on her and she gets hurt. She would duck when Mr. Rabbit zoomed past, dragging the two bunnies off to school. She would duck when Mrs. Hare hurried by on her way to gather nuts for her younglings. She would always duck and hide when the early birds came for breakfast. I'm always hiding, she said to herself. No one likes me. No one cares. One day, Rolly was watching all the animals as they went about their daily errands when she saw a baby elephant playing with her earring. It was a tiny stud. She was looking at it and admiring it, 3 stars on her ears. Suddenly, baby elephant let out a shriek. One of her studs had dropped and rolled into a tiny hole. She sat and cried. Oh, my stud! Oh, my beautiful stud! Mama Elephant tried to calm her, but she cried even louder. Oh, my stud! Oh, my beautiful stud! It's gone, Mama Elephant said. It rolled into that hole and I can't reach into it. Other animals tried to reach it, but they couldn't. Even the flamingo with its long beak had no luck. This is something I can do, Rolly said to herself. And so while Mama Elephant was wondering what to do, Rolly slithered over to the hole and found the stud cut in the sand in one of the holes. She pushed and pushed until she got the stud out. The twinkle caught the eye of Baby Elephant. Oh, Mom! See, my stud! She went over and picked it up, and Mama Elephant helped her put it back on. Rolly smiled to herself. She was happy to have helped, even though no one knew she was the one. Are you happy to help others too?
The end.
Okay, wake up to the world with vision. They say a nation get perished without the vision.
Welcome back. That was Rolly the Lowly Earthworm. And I'm sure that from that story you have learned something. Did you realize the pronunciation of the word S-T-U-D is stud? Stud? That's the short U sound we're talking about today. Stud. And as we learned from that story, you do not always have to get credit when you do something good. But then, should that stop you from doing what is good? No, it shouldn't. So that's something to learn from our story, Rolly the Earthworm. Don't forget that if you have any questions on any of the topics that we have treated on Diction Avenue, you're free to send in your questions. And you can do that using any of the platforms that we've provided. You're on Facebook at Ecom Nigeria, Institute of Certified Communicators on Facebook. On Twitter, we are at EcomNG. You can send us an email, admin@ecom.ng, and you can also send WhatsApp message 0805-584-9525. Any of the platforms that you choose to use will be there. We'll take your questions and we'll provide great answers to them. Well, in a short while, we'll be taking Ask Anything English. Before we do that, I am going to be taking a few answers that we have received so far. And I am so happy today because we have so many correct answers. I've been looking at the phone lines and I see that we have so many correct answers that have come in so far. This is Olamide Timothy from Lagos with a correct answer. Well done, Olamide. This is Bolaji. Really one. Oh, Bolaji, that was a wrong answer. Oh, why did you break it? Then this is John from Erua, also with a wrong answer. Okay, this is Wuraola. Wuraola didn't tell us where she's texting us from, but she gave us a correct answer. So well done, Wuraola. And this is Mrs. Afo Sandra from Igondo, Lagos, with a correct answer. Well done, Mrs. Sandra. This is Adeyemo Damilare, also with a correct answer. Well done, Adeyemo. Let me see if I can take two more before we take Ask Anything English. And this is Oluwafunke from Osun State, Elisha. Thank you, Oluwafunke, for your correct answer to that question. And this is Benson from Akeson, Lagos, with a correct answer. Well done. So let's take Ask Anything English right now, and we have a question which I am sure you'd enjoy getting an answer to. So in Ask Anything English for this week, the question has to do with verbs, and the person asks, do we use amounts of money with singular or plural verb? For example, 1 million naira has been earmarked for the project or have been earmarked. Well, the answer to that question is that in general, we use singular verbs when we're talking about money. So your sentence, the first sentence is correct, which is 1 million naira has been earmarked for the project. But sometimes we also use the plural verb. So I would say that a more accurate answer to give is that you could follow amounts of money either by a singular or plural verb, depending on whether we're talking about a specific amount of money or not. For instance, in your sentence, 1 million naira has, that's singular, been earmarked for the project. But if we say millions of naira, then we'll say have been earmarked for 3 projects. So we're talking about different amounts of money, even though it's in one bulk, but it's, separated. So in that case, you would use a plural verb. But usually a singular verb would go with amounts of money. So I hope that you have that correct answer taken. We're about rounding up on the show today, but just enough time to take a few more answers. I have so many answers that have come in today, and I'm going to try as much as possible to acknowledge as many as possible. This is Busayo from Ibafo with a correct answer. Well done. This is Abolari Ibrahim Idiakwe with correct answer. And this is Maria Abednego from Ibafo, also with a correct answer. This is Emmanuel Shukurat Ibeshe Ikoroju. Correct answer, well done. This is, after 3 tries, Steve Ayu from Wuse, you eventually got it right after trying 3 times. Well done, correct answer eventually. This is Lamija Oluwaseun Alagbole. Oh, that's where you're texting from, Alagbole, with a correct answer. So what is his correct answer? You might be asking. Everyone sending in correct answer. What's the correct answer? Well, let's go back to the question and let's look at that question one more time. Our question for the day was, which of these has the sound? So if you had said D, you'll be wrong because D is mover. If you had said C, then you are wrong because C is rover. If you had said B, then that's wrong too because B is hoover. But if you had said A, then that is correct, cover. So the only word in the list there which has a sound is cover. And that is the correct answer to the question A, cover. And that is how far we'll be going on the Avenue today, the last edition of Diction Avenue for 2019. Next time I'll be seeing you, it will be 2020, and it will be the first day of the year 2020. God willing, God sparing our lives, I will be with you next week. Until then, keep speaking English, keep sounding English, and do not forget that your accent is your asset.
Let me take you somewhere, and there's something new. Why English is welcome so good. It's Diction Avenue, Diction Avenue. And this is a word where English language is taught, the official language that everyone needs to learn. Set it right pronunciation, and you use the right conversation. So express yourself. It's Diction Avenue. Diction Avenue.
Okay, welcome to the world with vision. They say a nation get perished without the vision. In Diction Avenue, we got a mission, vision to build tomorrow's future. Speak with good English is our culture. We got qualified teachers, good facilities to build confidence in our students. Don't be told, come witness it, treasure you can't measure. Welcome to the world.
And there's something new.